Hey, how's it going? So I want to do a quick demo of how to get the project repo set up on your computer. Um, However, first, if you were in class on, let's see, Monday the 24th, November 24th, where we cloned the repo and started the containers, inside Docker Desktop, you'll have these three containers that you see, the web app, MySQL DB, and web API. If you have those or from in class or wherever, then you have to delete them in order to work on your team's repository because Docker won't allow you to have multiple containers that have the same name like web app MySQL DB. So if you have that, quick way to get rid of them, just come into Docker Desktop and you can hit the delete the trash can next to the stack. So this kind of the stack thing, and it will delete all of them. Delete forever. And then, so now they're gone. All right, so if we go to the class webpage, or you can find this linked in the phase 3 requirements document, we need to go to this repository right here. Sorry, not that. That's not the repository. The repository is down here, GitHub template repo. So click on that. And just to be clear, this is for setting up um, your team's repository. So this first step would be done by whoever's going to sort of sit in the place of the repository owner, the team repository owner. First thing you'll do is you'll come to fork, and then you'll come to a screen like this. We'll click on the fork and then you'll come to a screen like this. And I want you to give your repository name some name that is consistent with your project name, not your team name. Don't leave it project template, but give it something name. So let's say I'm doing like to do app project or something. So I put that there. So then I have to choose a different owner because I can't already put it in my same. So I'm just going to put it, let's see, I don't know. I'll just put it here for now. Okay. So then I click create fork. And so what I'm going to do now is, so now I'm the repository owner, like the team project repository. See, it's called to do app project. So I would need to add my team members to be able to collaborate. So go to settings, choose collaborator and team members. I need to authenticate briefly. 1 second. Okay, so you might have a slightly different view, but basically what you would want to do is choose add people. I think it's in a button. It's kind of in this area. You might be on like direct access or something. Anyhow, just choose add people and search for them by their either GitHub username or email. The email that they signed up with their GitHub account with, not necessarily just their Northeastern email. Um, uh, and then click, that'll send them an invite and they'll need to accept that invite to be able to make contributions to the code base. So in any event, once that's done, you've added all your team members. I'm going to come back to code, and then you'll want to clone the repository as the repo owner. But this also applies to anyone else on the team that is a developer. So you'll want to clone the repository to your local computer. So one way to do that is I'll show you in VS Code actually. So I'm going to copy this link right here, and I'm going to go to VS Code. And I'm going to look for this screen. If you can't find this screen, then look under the help menu and choose welcome to get you to the welcome screen. So I'm going to choose clone git repository. Now this only works if you have GitHub install, or sorry, Git installed on your laptop, and VS Code knows about it. But a quick Google search will give you directions on how to do that. Anyhow, so I'm going to paste the link to my Teams project repository, and then I'm going to say clone from URL, which is what I did. So I'll select that. Then it asks me where I want to put it. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it in, I'm just going to put it in this root directory. So select repository destination. I do want to open it. So I'm just going to click open. And so now I have my, I need to update VS Code. Now I have my Teams quote unquote repository cloned to my local computer. And I can then start working on the project proper. So the first step that you'll need to do is create an environment file inside the API folder. So there's a template that comes in there's a environment file template that comes in the template repository. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that file, and then I'm just going to paste it in backend. And so then it gives me this name .env.copy.template. You have to rename it. Don't just rename .env.template to .env. That'll create other problems. Make a copy and then rename it to just .env. And then I'm going to put some super silly password here. But you put a good password. Do not use your like my.smu or your banking password. Just put some password, that's reasonably complex. So I'll just say like good or something like that. Exclamation point. Okay, so you want to make sure the file's saved if you don't have autosave turned on. So now that's gone. So Command S or Control S, depending on your platform. Actually, I'm not really building with agent mode, so turn that off. So now that you have that env file created, and just to be clear, not every team member has to use the same password. It doesn't matter. This is the password for the local installation of MySQL that you have sort of running in a container on your laptop. So it doesn't have to be the everyone doesn't have to have the same password. Also, the .env file should never be pushed to GitHub. The repository is set up so that the git ignore won't track it, meaning it won't track it for changes or try and push it. But just beware, don't upload it. Okay. All right. So once you have that done, there's a couple different ways to start the containers. One is if you have Docker access from just a regular terminal in VS Code, then you can start the containers that way. So one way to check that is in VS Code, if you start a new terminal, so you can go to the terminal menu and choose new terminal. Okay, now yours is going to look a little different. But that's okay. I just have mine set up in a specific way. If you want to know if you can access Docker from the terminal, you can do docker -- version. And if you get a Docker version back, that means you can run the containers from this terminal. If you get an error message that says can't access Docker, or I don't know, command not found or something, then that means that you'll need to do it in a different way. The other way to do it is to go through the terminal that's built into Docker Desktop itself. So you would come to Docker Desktop and choose terminal down here in the bottom right-hand corner. That'll open a terminal. And this terminal is slightly different than the one in VS Code because it will for sure have all of the commands available that you need for Docker compose and all that stuff. But the first thing you're gonna have to do if you're using Docker Desktop's terminal is navigate to wherever your repository is. So for me, I know, so right now I'm in my home directory on my Mac, like in terminal. So I just need to go into the code directory and then into my to-do app project, okay? Now, as long as you have the .env file created and saved, you should be able to go ahead and start the containers. So the way I'm going to do that is docker compose up and then -d. Now, the first time you do this, it's going to take a while because it's going to have to download a bunch of stuff from the internet. But if you have to do it again, recreate the containers, then it won't take as long. So I'm just going to hit that. So for mine, it's not going to take that long because I already have them installed. Okay, so you'll notice that the containers were created. So I have MySQL DB, I have web app, I have web API. And you can verify that this works by just going to the localhost 8501 or just clicking on this link right here, and it should take you to this class page. So there you have it. That'll get you started with the repository, and good luck.